Okay, so it happened. President Biden has officially screwed up once again. And this could potentially be the economic collapse that everybody was expecting. Now, here's what I want to tell you. And this is something that has been coming. We knew for months that the railroad and workers could potentially strike, but they could not do that until September 16th. That's as of this morning. However, here's the lie that we've been told pretty much the past 24 hours is that a deal has been struck. That's the lie. But I can tell you right now that this lie is going to hurt, and I want to explain why. Because a deal was not struck. We've been lied to once again. Here's what we know as of this afternoon. Friday, September 16th. As of this afternoon, it's 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time as of shooting this video. What we know is the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers has voted to strike. However, they don't want to be the first union to strike. So they're actually going to wait until September 29th, and hopefully they will get more unions on board. Or more unions will vote to accept the deal. And then this one, the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, will not vote to strike. That's what we're hearing. So there could be two different paths here. We either see the tentative agreement get rejected by more unions, and then we go down that path and potentially see a restructuring and make an agreement that's more favorable to the workers. That is one path. The other path is they decide to accept the deal. But I can tell you right now, there's a lot of workers that say they will not accept a deal. According to a report this morning, and I don't know exactly how many people they polled, but they say in a recent poll, about 76% of members think the union should reject this, that they should reject it. Okay? That's a pretty good amount of people. Okay? When you're over 75%, that's a pretty good amount of people. Now, I don't know if maybe they only asked, 5 people, 4 people, I don't know. But again, that's a pretty good amount of people if we have 76%. But I want to read you a statement from the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, from their union. Because in a statement from the union, it says, IAM freight rail members are skilled professionals who have worked in difficult conditions through a pandemic to make sure essential products get to their destination. We look forward to continuing that vital work with a fair contract that ensures our members and their families are treated with the respect they deserve for keeping America's goods and resources moving through the pandemic. Now, keep in mind that the IAM, the International Association of Machinists and Aerospace Workers, it only has about 5,000 workers. This isn't a huge percentage of the railroad employees, but this is one of the unions. Now, out of the 12 labor unions, what we know as of this afternoon is that there's only one that we know of that's voted it down, and this is the one. There are also 2 labor unions that have already accepted the tentative deal. However, and I just want to throw this out there, this acceptance happened weeks ago. It happened long before the negotiations really got underway. And so just because they accepted it, they're going to accept it no matter what. But I want to tell you about one of the bigger ones. And this is called Smart TD, or it's the Sheet Metal, Air, Rail, and Transportation Workers. Okay, Smart Transportation Division. They had this to say today, and I quote, "It is abundantly clear from our negotiations over the past few days that the railroads show no intention of reaching an agreement with our unions." Now, that's interesting. Why would they say this when there's supposedly a tentative deal? Well, let's go into the reports out this afternoon. According to multiple reports, the deal was said to be had by White House officials, not the unions or their workers. The White House, President Biden, he came out and said, we got a deal. Got a deal. We averted that disaster. Don't worry, I got it. Well, according to reports, that was a lie. They also say all the unions have said, as of this afternoon, is that they would take the current negotiated labor agreement to the workers and have them vote on it. They did not say that that's a deal. Don't worry, we got it. We'll get it done. That's not what the labor unions, the negotiators, are saying. Remember, the union negotiation, or the union's negotiators, all their efforts are for the workers. And the workers can easily vote this down if they don't agree. Well, from my research, one of the biggest things that they want is they want to have a better quality of life. And I was looking through Twitter today, asking a bunch of people kind of what they thought. What did they think of this so-called deal? Well, what a few people told me is rail workers wanted, and they all agreed, we need 2 weeks of paid sick leave. Well, instead, they received 1 day. 13 days less. So instead of 14 days, they got 1 day. Now, here's the reason this is such a big issue, is because, and for most workers, okay, let's just throw this out there. For most workers, you work 5 days, you get 2 days off. There's 52 weeks in a year, okay? So every single year, you get, 104 days off, right? And then you normally get, let's just say 10 days of paid time off. So you got 104 days from the weekends that you get time off. Then you got 10 days of paid time off, so you got 114 days. Well, for people that work in the railroads, normally they get 30 days. You get 30 days. Okay? So you get 30 days off. There's 52 weeks in a year. So you get less than 1 day every week. Less than 1 day. You see why this is an issue? Now, with that said, I want to read a statement from the Smart TD Union. And they had this to say, and I quote, "Since the announcement of the tentative agreement yesterday morning, a number of posts purporting to reveal the finalized contents or finalized components of a tentative agreement have spread rapidly and are being presented as factual. They are not." Interesting. So a lot of the reports that we're getting, those are not the facts, according to the Smart TD Union, that those are not true. They also say, anyone who states they have seen a final copy of the tentative agreement, have a copy of the final tentative agreement, or knows the final contents of the agreement is not being truthful. The documents have not been fully reviewed by both parties, legal counsel, and have not been presented to the Smart TD District 1 General Chairpersons, nor has it been distributed to officers or membership. Now, they go on to say that this tentative agreement will hopefully be ready to present on their website to their workers within the next week so that they can read it, review it, and they can vote. Now, this is exactly what I said earlier. The White House is spinning this news like there's already an agreement. The White House can't wait. They can't wait. It has been hurting President Biden and Democrats that there is even a possibility of a strike. And so the White House is simply spinning this news and saying, yeah, this is good news. Don't worry. The Biden administration has it under control. Everything's good. We will not see a strike. The economy is not going to lose $2 billion per day. But here's what you need to know. There's still a very real possibility of a rail strike. Now, it may not happen today, and I don't think it will. It may not even happen next week, but rail workers have said that they have been prepared for months now to potentially strike. So, you need to be ready. Now, here's the other thing I want to just include. A lot of people have told me in the comments, I've received multiple emails, even talking to people on Twitter today, that they are ready to strike. They're ready to strike, and they feel that the only way to get the railroads and carriers to listen to what they have to say is to have them suffer. I can tell you right now, the rail carriers are going to suffer. They're going to suffer no matter what. We're going to see that. We expect that. But the American people will as well. So what is likely to happen is if we do see this deal get done, and hopefully it gets done, hopefully the rail workers get everything that they've been asking for, because again, they have not received a raise in 3 years. They haven't. Many of them cannot go to the doctor because, well, they just can't get that time off approved. Let's say your child gets sick, your spouse gets sick. Well, you have to get that time off scheduled. So if you have children, guess what? They're going to have to be sick. The other spouse is going to have to take care of them because, well, you can't because, well, it wasn't approved. And then if you go and take a day off that wasn't approved, yeah, you're going to be hit pretty hard with that. Okay? Can't do that. So there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, but what I can tell you is these lies are starting to pile up. These lies are going to hurt the American people because guess what? Everyone's being told, yeah, deal's done. No worries. Everything's good. That's not necessarily the case because this deal can ultimately get voted down. They do not have to accept this. And many people, according to all the people that I've talked to over the past week, probably 95, maybe 99% of them said that they would vote for a strike. They're going to vote for a strike. And so we're going to see what happens. But again, I promise I will be here every step of the way. Any new information, any new updates come out, I promise I'll fill you in on all the latest news and updates. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.